Hi, welcome to another exciting class in Basic Technology. Christian. Our theme for today is drawing practice, and our topic is freehand sketching. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to make freehand sketches of lines, curves, and irregular shapes. Sometimes you just imagine things, conceive ideas, and what do? You get a piece of paper and a pencil and you start drawing without actually measuring these things. Maybe you're discussing with someone and you heard something somewhere, an information. The next thing you do, you make sketches of what you've heard so far without actually measuring them. This process of putting down ideas in diagram forms without measuring them is called freehand sketching. And sometimes while drawing, you draw based on what you feel, what you've heard, or what you think is right. Now, when we do freehand sketching, we use our hands and our eyes while drawing. Let's now go on to see what freehand sketching is all about. Freehand sketching is simply a quick way of drawing objects without using all drawing instruments like protractor, ruler, compass, as the case may be. It is a way of drawing objects without actually measuring them. These ideas comes while you're discussing, while you're thinking, while you're discussing with people. And sometimes you just want to put it down so that you don't forget. Sometimes out of excitement, you draw without actually measuring them. For example, let's say you want to build a house and you're imagining how the house will look like. What do? You use freehand sketching to make a little sketch of how that house will look like. Let's make a little sketch on how the house will look like, a little bungalow. You can see the shape of the house. This is a sketch showing how the house will look like. This is your window. And this is your door. This is your roof. So from this sketch, you can see what I imagined how the house will look like. Regular practice using freehand sketching can make you better on how to sketch objects without actually measuring them. And also know that there are techniques that you must follow for you to draw effectively. Now let's look at what the techniques are all about. For you to draw effectively, there are techniques that must be applied for you to achieve good results. The first one is learning how to draw. You must learn how to draw for you to be better in what you do. If you don't practice how to draw, you can't make good sketches. The second thing you must do, you must learn how to hold your pencil properly. The way you hold your pencil will determine the way you draw. For example, you are drawing a straight line, vertical line, horizontal line, a curve, irregular shapes. The way you hold your pencil determines how the object will look like. Sometimes you hold your pencil in 30 degrees or in 60 degrees. These two means of holding your pencil will determine how the object will look like. The third technique that you must know is good pencil work. If your pencil is not properly sharpened, you won't get good results. You must sharpen your pencil and use the right pencil while drawing. The last and the most important technique is concentration. You must concentrate while drawing. You must avoid distractions so that you can get good results. Going on, there are materials that you must use for you to have effective results while using freehand sketching. These materials include paper, HB pencil, soft eraser, and the sharpener. Now let's see some illustrations on how to hold our pencils and make some drawings using freehand sketching.
The pencil should be held lightly away from the center point. The pencil should be held at a slanting position of about 60-degree angle from the vertical when drawing straight lines. The pencil should be held at a slanting position of about 30-degree angle from the vertical when drawing arcs and circles. In the process of drawing, the pencil should be rotated slightly to achieve clean and even spread of the lead as the line is being drawn.
We're going to construct a square using freehand sketching. If you can remember, I told you that for freehand sketching, you don't use a protractor, ruler, compass, and other drawing instruments. You only use your pencil and your drawing paper. So let's see how we can construct a square using freehand sketching. The first thing you do while constructing a square using freehand sketching is to draw a horizontal line. The next thing you do is to draw the vertical line. Make sure your line is straight to avoid errors. The next thing you do is to locate points on the horizontal line and also locate points on the vertical line. Then you can now join all the lines together. Make sure your line is straight. Avoid distraction while drawing. Avoid double lines. This is a typical example of a square using freehand sketching. You can label the points and call them A, B, C, D, E, and F. And the center point could be called 0. This is a typical example of freehand sketching. Having known how to construct a square using freehand sketching, let's see how we can construct a circle using freehand sketching. When drawing, ensure so it's properly sharpened to avoid rough edges. Avoid double lines and ensure your drawing paper is properly placed on the drawing board. Let's construct a circle using freehand sketching. Don't forget, you don't need your compass or ruler for this. It's called freehand sketching. Your pencil and your paper only is used for drawing a circle using freehand sketching. Let's see how to construct a circle using freehand sketching. The first thing to do, just like the square, is to draw your horizontal line. Ensure your line is straight for you to have a perfect drawing. The second thing to do is to draw your vertical line. Also ensure your line is straight. The third thing to do is to draw a diagonal line. Ensure your line intersects between the horizontal and the vertical line on the right-hand axis. Also draw your diagonal line from the left-hand axis. Ensure your line intersects between the horizontal and the vertical line. The next thing to do is to locate points on the vertical line, the horizontal line, and the diagonal lines. Locate points on the diagonal line from the right-hand side. Locate points on the vertical line. Locate points on the diagonal line. Locate points on the horizontal line. Locate points on the diagonal line. Locate points on the vertical line. Locate points on the diagonal line. And lastly, locate point on the horizontal line. You must join all the lines. Carefully join them to avoid errors and double lines. Draw an arc from the vertical line carefully to the diagonal line, carefully to the horizontal line. Carefully draw the arc to the diagonal line. Continue drawing till you get to the vertical line. Draw the arc again, the diagonal line. Continue drawing to the horizontal line. Draw again to the diagonal line, and finally intersect the arc with the vertical line. You can call this point point A and call this point point B. And you can also call the center 0, which is your origin. This gives you a circle. With this illustration, you can easily construct a circle using freehand sketching. Now let's move to the next object that can be drawn using just a pencil and your paper. Like I told you, ensure your pencil is properly sharpened to avoid double lines. Make sure your drawing paper is properly aligned to the drawing board. You can support the drawing paper with your T-square for it to be stable. Now let's see how we can construct an irregular shaped object using freehand sketching. Don't forget, you only need your pencil and your drawing paper. Let's see how we can construct it. The first thing you do, locate points. At different locations. Make sure your points are very visible. Haven't done that, the next thing you do is to join these points together. Carefully join the points together by drawing a line to touch the points. Avoid double lines. You can see the object is properly drawn. You can call at this point point A and call this point point B. This is a typical example of an irregular shaped object. Like I told you, ensure your pencil is properly sharpened to avoid errors. With these illustrations, I hope you now know how to construct a square, a circle, and an irregular shaped object using freehand sketching. Welcome back. I hope you now have a better understanding on freehand sketching based on the illustration you've seen so far. This is where we'll end the class. But before we go, let's take a quick summary of what we've learned so far. We learned that freehand sketching is a quick way of drawing objects without the use of drawing instruments. We also learned that it's a process of drawing objects without measuring them. Next, we learned that freehand sketching requires knowing the correct way of holding a pencil. Going on, we learned that good concentration while drawing is very important. Also, we learned that freehand sketching requires pencil, eraser, paper, and sharpener. And lastly, we also learned that when drawing, hold your pencil in a slanting position, 60 degrees and 30 degrees, in order to sketch properly. Now let's go on to see how much you've learned so far using some test questions. Question 1. Freehand sketching involves the following except A. Pencil, B. Paper, or C. Ruler. The correct answer is C. Ruler. Question 2. Dash is a required angle for holding a pencil in freehand sketching. A. 60 degrees, B. 15 degrees, or C. 45 degrees. The correct answer is A. 60 degrees. This will be all for now. I believe you now know what freehand sketching is all about and how to make freehand sketches. Till we meet again in our next basic technology class. Bye-bye.